Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Tammara Lachey with My Beautiful Life Beyond Me Too, and we are back for the One Word series. Let's go ahead and welcome our friends from Facebook. Hello, 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 everybody. This is Tammara Lachey with My Beautiful Life Beyond Me Too, and we are here for the One Word series on today. And our word for today is mindset. Mindset. Have you thought about your mindset? We're in a season where everything is changing and it's changing quickly. We're literally living freaking history, people. We're living history. So I'm going to give you five small steps that are going to just ignite you. It's going to illuminate some things for you. It's going to bring you to a place where you're saying, you know what? I'm going to tackle that and I'm going to get that out of my life. Or it's going to bring you to a place where you're saying, that's what it is. Oh my goodness. So here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Mindset. Mindset is our word for today. The first area we're going to look at for mindset is the mindset of a family. I had a client the other day and she was telling me about her struggles with teaching her son. And I had another client that was telling me about the struggles with communicating with his son and his daughter. And I said, wait a minute, you guys, listen. You are trying to raise your child in 2020 as if it is 1975. You're trying to give your grandchildren advice as if it is 1962. So what is it that you can do? Because the information is still relevant, right? It's still, they need the information. So what you have to do is you're going to have to tap into some of the social media trends that are going on. Talk about the trend and how it would have lived in your day, how it would have survived in your day. And that way, you can connect it back to what it is that they're doing in this season and in this time. Because the wisdom that you have for it is still relevant. Do you hear me? The wisdom that you have for it, it is still relevant. Okay? Mindset, another mindset under family. It's family secrets and unresolved issues. The youth of the day may say, well, tell me what happened. But in your mindset, can you really handle it? Can you handle it that it was your Uncle Bobo that touched your auntie and now she's having a problem? Can you really handle it that it's your mom that started everything? Can you really handle it that it's your favorite uncle that touched your little cousin? Can you handle that? Because you say you want to know, but do you really want to know? And then for those of you that are in families and you have all this anger with unresolved issues, constant anger with unresolved issues, making no sense whatsoever because you won't listen, but you say you won't change, but you don't want to forgive. It starts in your mindset. You can't hear the person asking you for forgiveness because you don't have the mindset and the heart to forgive them. Adults, here's another one, pride. Oftentimes we look at our kids and we say, hey, you need to change your mindset and you need to give me the respect that I need. But in this day and season, do you have a little bit of pride because you're trying to handle your kids the way that your granddaddy handled you? Listen, too much pride to say what? I messed up. Too much pride to say what? I'm sorry. Too much pride to say, please forgive me. Too much pride to say, I'm afraid. Too much pride to say, I'm jealous. I'm jealous and have a problem with a number of things. Too much pride to say, I have a problem with drinking. I have a problem with lying. I have a problem with smoking weed. I have a problem with selfishness. I have a problem with my siblings. I really don't like them. I have a problem with my own low self-esteem. I have a problem with my mother-in-law. She has been treating me like this forever. I have a problem with my grandparents. I just, you know what? They always have something. What is it that you are holding back? What is it that you are afraid of? Can you say that I'm afraid that if you know the truth about my past, that you will reject me? Can you say that to your kids? Because see, we're in a whole nother season. We're in a whole nother day, y'all. And I want to speak to my friends who are, and when I say my friends, I say my friends because we were all born in the Gen X generation. Check out this revelation. And I'll probably do a word on this, but check out this revelation. The revelation is this: the the Gen X generation. You are dead smack dab in the middle of the baby boomers and the millennials and the Gen X. I kind of put them together. So we have lived a life where we have cultivated everything that we were supposed to learn about business and a life from the baby boomer generation. We've cultivated that. And now all of a sudden, everything is changing in the middle of your success. Right there in the middle of it. It's all changing. So now you look to the Gen X and the not the Gen X, but the millennials and the Gen Z generation, because the way that things are going now, you've got to be more savvy with your social media, with your marketing, with doing things on your own instead of hiring a company. You can do things on your own. There's so much going on, so much change going on, right in the middle of your success, right in the middle. But what you don't realize is you are the key. You have the answer because you already have the wisdom from this generation to give to this generation as you cultivate that thing. And for some of us, it's like, that's just too much work. It seems like it, but it's not. It feels like it, but I promise you, it's not. Why? Because you know too much to fail the way that you did in the past. And if you grasp the new information from the future, you will succeed. Generationally, you'll be able to leave generational wealth like you never thought you would be able to do it. Number two, and that was the longest one, y'all. Number two is mental health. Depression is caused by a mindset. Do you know that when you wake up with a heavy heart of depression, that you can literally shift it? I was speaking to a friend of mine today about how I used to shift my mood. When I used to have to drive to work, I just put on gospel music, inspirational music, jazz music, and it would shift my mood. Your depression may be caused by some of the things that's happening in your life. You're feeling hopelessness, but why? When you can shift it and grab hold to the fact that things will work out for you. Opportunity. This literally is an opportunity to reinvent yourself in this season. Let some things go and embrace a new system, new principles, new standards, and the character to build a new mindset. Because when you build that new mindset, that means you're thinking differently. And what do we already know? As a man thinketh, so is he. Where focus goes, that's where energy flows. Mindset number three, sexual assault. Sexual assault. Now you may say, well, Tammara, how does this come in there? And I literally just saw somebody run away from this. Sexual assault. Sexual assault comes in this because people don't want to talk about it. There are a lot, I'm coming to realize there are a lot of men that don't want to talk about it because they may not have been a part of it, but they knew who was doing it and they saw it being done. They said nothing. It's the guilt factor. But I want you to know that you're forgiven. I want you to know that you are even forgiven, even you. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. So what is it? How is it that we can change our mindset concerning that? If you're part of a faculty of a school and a student comes to you and says, this has happened to me, you know the protocol of what it is that you need to do. But do you know how to reach their heart? Are you going to just not believe them? Or are you just going to believe them just because they said it? I encourage you to get some discernment. Just pray for discernment because rape is a serious issue. Sexual assault is a serious issue in families. If somebody comes to you, do you believe them? Most of the time, they just want to hear you say, oh, it's going to be okay. I hear you. what happened? And then you listen. And then you listen. Same thing with friends. And are you a student? And if you have a student that's in college, are they aware or are they unaware? And I'm going to share this story. There's a young lady on YouTube. She shared her story about going to a white frat house with white kids. It was a white fraternity. She went to a white frat house. And there was a guy there she saw and she liked him. So she decided when he asked her, come go to my room with me, she said, well, I'm not really here for all that. And he said, well, I just want to get to a quiet place so we can talk. She said, okay. So she went with him. Going down the hallway, just a few doors before his room was a Confederate flag. Second red flag. First of all, when you're in a frat house, you don't go to nobody's bedroom. And number two is, sorry, I was just distracted. Number two is she goes up, she sees the Confederate flag. Black girl in a white frat house, Confederate flag. Not good. She passed that flag too. Went to his bedroom. They shared some intimacies, is what she said. And he looked at her intimate parts and said, ooh, I've never been with a black girl before. And she thought, oh, red flag. He gets up. He walks out. He leaves the door open. Danger, Mr. Rogers. Danger. But what did she do? She lays there. She gets herself together. Another dude comes down the hallway and says, oh, N-word liquor. Nigga liquor. Talking to the guy that just walked down the hall. You are N-word liquor. Now she's in the room. Do you see the danger in that? Do you see how a line of dudes could have just came in there and took advantage of her? Do you see how they could have shut the whole party down and she just could have been in there by herself? Do you see the disrespect that just happened? Because he just wanted to see what her private parts looked like. She pleasured him, he pleasured her, and said, never been with a black woman before. And gets up and walks out. Don't even say bye. And these are the young people that we're sending to college. Mindset. Because even in her telling that story, her mindset really was still about, oh my gosh, I can't believe he just walked away. What about all the 5 red flags you just passed by? Mindset number 4. When we look at our friends and we pray for them in Afghanistan, we pray for them that they will be okay because the Taliban is coming to take over. The most amazing thing that I saw on the news last night was that, because I was thinking to myself, Germany and America have been there for how many years? At least almost 30. Did they not teach them anything? And when one of the men were interviewed, they said, well, we really didn't take it that seriously. I think that they thought America was going to be there forever. He said, well, most of the men just took the military jobs for the paycheck. Because the Taliban came in and within a day, one day, took over the entire government and no Afghan military. What? Mindset. They did not have the mindset that maybe one day the Americans were going to leave. And even when the Americans was going to leave, did they come up with a plan and say, well, if this happens, this is what we're going to do? Mindset. Do you have an area in your life that you have not prepared for? If this happens and that happens, then this is what I'm going to do. Mindset. We're in a season where things change and it changes constantly. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful. We have to be mindful. Yes, number 5. This is the last one. Mindset number 5. We have to get to a place where we reject the mindsets of the past because they were systems and principles that didn't even work for those seasons. What do you mean, Tamara? I'm talking about when you have a business, your friend has a business, the next person has a business, the next person, and you're not working together. You're just simply saying, well, I got mine. They need to get theirs. That's so old and stale and crusty. You've got to walk away from it, especially those of you who feel that way about your children, about your nieces, about your nephew, about people in your life. You've got to let that go. Because as a people and as a global community, we will not make it. For some reason, our governments have lost their mind. For some reason, things are not going well globally. So as a people, we have to remember our mindset. We have to remember our mindset. What are we doing? And what are we willing to do? Are you willing to use your mouth to speak, to just call and check up on one person a day, to give something to somebody, one person a day, to encourage one person a day, to send a business tip to one person, just one person a day? Because the mindset of, I'm the Lone Ranger, I can get mine, you got to get yours, that's over. It's over. And for those people groups who are working together right now, they are blowing it out the water. And you're still trying to find out how you can get $5,000 just to get your business off the ground. When it should be you and your friend and your sister and your brother, everybody putting something together. Because when it gets rolling, when it gets to rolling, everybody can make money. But we can't trust each other. We can't. Well, then mindset. Mindset. Will we always be crabs in a barrel? You got contracts now. You got phones. You got video. You can videotape it. Get the consent. Work together. If I'm strong in one area and you're strong in one area, we should be able to work together and make some money in this economy, in this season. It's set up for it. And those who are doing it, they're winning. So I want to speak real quickly. That was my number 5 mindset. So real quickly, and it was called, I don't know what it's called. So real quickly, for my people who have students that are in college and that are going to college, we had a slew of students come to Atlanta and there was no housing. What if you take 5 of those students' parents, these 5 put money together, buy a house. But the house goes to the kids. So the same money you were going to pay for your kid to stay on campus, your kid stays in the house. Then when your kid graduates, guess what? You still rent the house out to the next group of kids that's going to come live in the house. Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? That's just one thing. And then when that first original group of 5 kids say, you know what, let's sell this house, all of them have a piece of a property that they can now leverage. Are we going to sell it? Are we going to Airbnb it and just split the proceeds? What are we going to do? They're in college making money. Do you see it? What business can your kids start while they're in college, while they're studying? Don't wait until they get out of college and say, now I'm going to go get a job. If they're studying in college to be whatever they're studying to be, build while you study. It's in the Bible. They had to go to warfare and they had to eat with their weapon in their hand because they never knew when the enemy was coming. They had to build with one hand and have their weapon in the other hand. They had to be ready. Can we take on that mindset to build with one hand your weapons of warfare, whether they're spiritual, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, in the other hand, to move forward? Can we teach our kids the combination of the wisdom from the times past of the baby boomers and the innovation from the millennial and Gen Z generation and bring it together? Because we are that creative generation. Can we do that? Can we? I'm just here to ask you a question. What is your mindset today? What is your mindset? Some people, one guy told me, you sent me a video that was 15 minutes long. I said, and? He said, that's too long. I said, really? You can't watch a 15-minute video that's going to shift your mindset or change your life? That means you think you know too much. That means that your idol is probably money because you got everything you need right now. But when this thing continues to shift and we get to the end of this whole, because right now the things are changing and it's changing like this. When we get all the way around and it's all the way, what is it going to be? You don't even know. Are you prepared? Will you be prepared? Hey, my name is Tammara Lachey and I'm your life coach for this day. And I'm just asking you, what is your mindset? Are you ready? Have a good one. I love you guys. Reach out if you need me. If you know someone that needs a life coach, if you know someone that has a daughter that is going to college, let me know. Tell them about the program, the Princess Lady series, www.beyondmetoo.info. And that's where you're going to find me. All the information, www.beyond.info. See you there. Bye-bye. And I love you guys, my YouTube people. Stay strong.